Nigel, are you thrilled to be back at home again this Saturday, given the way the last match in the League Two campaign finished against Bristol Rovers? What an end to that game.
Yeah, a bit of a back down to earth after the Preston game, but in terms of performance we were still very pleased with how we played. But it's very unusual to start the game with three home games and the first two at home in the league, so only because we reversed the fixture with Newport. I think Salford are the other ones that start with two home games because of Sutton's pitch, but it's brilliant. It gives us an opportunity to get off to a good start.
Did Tuesday night's game in the Carabao Cup at home to Preston give you food for thought in any player selection terms? Did any players knock on the door? Did they give you enough to suggest that they could be in the first team for Saturday?
It's difficult when we've just won the opening game to change too many things, but George Lapsley's attitude was fantastic, and I thought his performance was as well. It was lovely to see Rhys Oates playing up the middle as a striker rather than one off, and see the effectiveness of how he played up there. I thought Ryan Sturt was very good. Ryan Burke, we talked about, was very nervous. I thought Stephen McLaughlin looked very comfortable at centre half. So all those sorts of things probably confirmed a few things that we already knew, but it was still good to see them.
Rhys Oates was perhaps the outstanding player on Tuesday night. As you say, he was further up the field. Where do you think he's best suited?
It depends on the style of game and, home or away and things like that. But it's wherever we can get him on the ball so he can use his pace and his power. He started just behind sort of Ollie Hawkins and Danny Johnson, but very much as a sort of front three as well. So he has that opportunity to go wide and to get into some good positions. But I think you saw him cause a championship cause championship defenders problems the other night, as he did against Hull and he has done pre-season. So all those sorts of things we're still working on and still sort of assessing, the best formations and so on. But wherever he plays, he's a threat.
And as you say, this match was originally supposed to be played at Rodney Parade, but because of the problems with their pitch, it's at the One Call Stadium this Saturday. Perhaps an apt time to speak about the pitch this season. It looked in excellent condition, doesn't it? What tribute would you pay to the ground staff, Mike Merriman, Scott Merriman and Lewis Sprigg?
It's in brilliant condition. All the players have commented on it. Obviously we didn't see it over the summer. We came in for the first time probably for the Coventry game pre-season, and they were all impressed with it then. And the first two games it's played brilliantly. They said it was probably better Tuesday night than it was Saturday. It was a little bit softer with the rain that we'd had, and we're going to look after it as best we can. There'll be, apart from the first team games, we won't be playing any other games on it, because I think it's in our best interest to keep it in pristine condition.
Is it as good on the deck, as it were, underneath the feet, as it looks from the stands?
Yeah, I think the problem with a lot of modern day pitches, they're so firm, the drainage is so good. Obviously it wasn't last season, but generally with modern day pitches, that you can soak them sort of 15 minutes before kick-off, and within 20 minutes, if it's a warm day, they feel firm again. So it's getting that balance with the pitches, because we want some give in it, and we want it, reasonably soft at times. We don't want it drying out too much.
Given the preparation that's gone into it this season in the close and pre-season, do you expect it to be longer lasting throughout this term than it was last? Yeah,
we hope so. All depends on the weather as well. If we have any adverse weather conditions in the next few months, certainly if it's dry, then we can get water on it or whatever, but the winter months are the ones that can really sort of do damage to the pitch, but we'll do our best to stay off and look after it as best we can. But it's been a big investment in the summer. Obviously it wasn't, none of the pitches around the country had anything done because of the pandemic, and nobody knew if the season was going to start or not, restart. So everybody's had them done now, and I think all throughout the country you're seeing much better playing surfaces.
Let's look ahead to the match on Saturday against Newport County. Team news in the Stags camp. Messieurs Hewitt and Charsley missing previously. What can you tell us?
Hoping that they'll train Friday morning with a view to being in the squad. We'll see how they go. Just got to be still a little bit cautious with them because of the nature of the injuries, with it being both had thigh strains, because they can hide thigh strains quite well, and you think you're fine, and they've done all the running and everything, and then they can just overstretch, and before you know it, they're out for another few weeks. So we want to avoid that, especially at this stage of the season.
So you might have a full squad to choose from.
Yeah, it could be. I think most of the young lads came through the victory at Salford on Wednesday as well. Nathan Kane got a whack, but most of the others came through, which was good. And it gives them, because of the victory at Salford, we've got another 6 games in the next few months in this competition.
Yeah, that Salford game in midweek in the Premier League Cup. Tyree Sinclair scoring the winner. He always seems capable of popping up at key moments, doesn't he?
Yeah, it was a bizarre sort of game because 1-1 and then we went 2-1 up and then just after that went down to 10 men. So we're hanging on and 5 minutes of added time and they equalised with a mistake from George Shelby, a poor kick similar to Nathan Bishop's actually the other night. And 93 minutes gone, you think, well, it's going to extra time, and with 10 men, you don't fancy us. And then we threw a long throw in the box. James Clough won a penalty, and Ty tucked it in with literally the last kick of the game. Referee blew his whistle as soon as it went in. So a bit similar to last Saturday, quite dramatic.
Newport then on Saturday. What do you make of the business they've done in the close season?
As good as it always has been. They've been building these squads and teams now for the last 2 or 3 seasons, which is why they're right up there knocking on the door every season. Very unlucky not to go up last year. But I think that, first of all, to get over the disappointment of the playoffs last year and win their opening game in the 88th minute away from home, that suggests a strong mentality. And then they go to Ipswich in the Cup in the week, change all 11 players and still win 1-0. I think that speaks volume, the strength of the squad.
Are they, broadly speaking, one of the more challenging opponents in this league?
Yeah, definitely, because of the strength of that squad and also the fact that they're capable of playing different formations. They played a different formation last Saturday to what they did at Ipswich, both away from home and equally as competent.
Historically under Mike Flynn, they've been known for being quite a direct side, but I think in recent seasons they've tried to mix it up a bit. What exactly are you anticipating?
I think that's an unfair label on them. I've seen them play as good a football as anybody in the league, and I think what they do is they're pretty pragmatic and whatever's called for at the time, then you do to try and win a game, and I think that's another one of their strengths.
Also, one of their strengths, the long throw from Demetrio. With the absence of Cheltenham being in the league this season, he's possibly got the longest throw in the division.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. We've just watched a couple actually on the clips, and he's more than capable of throwing it into the middle of the goal. Most of the long throws, he's talking about the near post area, which he can obviously hit, but when you can go that extra few yards as well, gives it an added threat.
Best way to defend them?
Don't give them away.
Would you rather give a corner away?
No, but you know, when teams have that threat, you know, when fullbacks and everything are defending, normally you say get a foot in, get a toe in, give a throw in away. Well, you know, it's coming in your 6-yard box if you do that. So almost you're better saying, okay, see if you can beat me and deal with it that way rather than guaranteeing the ball coming in your 6-yard box.
Finally, you're back in front of the Stags fans. Just how eager and excited are you and the players to be back amongst them? We're hoping for another good crowd tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope so, and I hope we can repeat the atmosphere of last weekend because that was pretty special. I hope we can repeat the result with a better performance because certainly we can play better than we did. I think we had 17 efforts last Saturday against Bristol Rovers. You know, we set a benchmark of around 20. We hope for home games, so we were a bit shy in that area, but we feel as though that's our strength, and we want to attack as we did Preston for the majority of the game, but we have to not give goals away as we did in the Preston game.
Do you expect the nerves to be eased tomorrow?
Yeah, slightly. You know, it's the opening day's done now. We've had a couple of games under our belt, both at home. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to relax a little bit and play. Not too much, because you still have to be sort of wound up to a certain level, but not where it strangles and stifles your performance.
Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.